Hello, hello, and welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. We're gonna continue Kembish's story. Yeah. The night went on, and with it the stream of faces, men and women, young and old, bitter and victorious, cheerful and sorrowful. But all of them, memorable in their own way. Late in the night, when the streets became as quiet as velvet is soft, a man of unfamiliar traits slid in without making a sound. Instead of scoffing at such a late client, Kembish receives him with overflowing food and drink, so that none of the day's work would go to waste. After swallowing a bit of along with a plentiful gulp of liquor, the stranger at last spoke. The boar answered the traveler's every inquiry, but made none himself. His father taught him that it is impolite to ask questions of a guest before serving them. Ah, Gene, okay. Okay.
Damn, this damn good food. Worth everything you charge and more. Your praise is appreciated, sir. If you don't mind me asking, where did you learn to cook? A bit of my grandma's Russian cookbook, a bit from the radio and television, and mostly from my ma and pa. Ever since I was a boy, I dreamt of having my own restaurant someday, so you can imagine how much I practiced.
Oh, that seems loud. We'll quiet that down a little bit. The man took another bite of the yes. His shoulders slouched as he looked down at the ground.
Almost unforgettable.
Kembish bit his lip. The stranger's gaze rose up and scanned over the boar's face, tracing and evaluating every feature.
And is your family from here? There's something in you, maybe your nose. It looks not quite. My mom's family comes from closer to China, where my father's has been all around the world over the centuries. My father's, yes. They did come from Greece and Turkey, though. Yes, that explains it. You look just a little more worldly. Excuse me. No offense, but there's something in you, in your face, that strikes me as foreign. Just the tidbit atypical, but in a familiar way. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way.
Sorry, I was just adjusting the volume on my computer, so it wasn't so loud in my ear.
I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just that you got me in a bit wistful, nostalgic even. I don't follow, but I hope it's not a bad feeling you're getting. Not at all. I just miss this good old days. I just miss those good old days that won't come back, you know.
Kembish poured another cup, but without a second thought, the man cheered his good host's honor.
You know, I have a friend who's opening a hotel, and he's looking for a cook, someone who, much like you, knows how to be a good host. I know for a fact this establishment pays well, and it's not too far from here. Would you happen to be available? It's kind of you, sir, but I'm not too great at holding down a job. And why's that? Let's just say I have a terrible case of bad luck. Things never go well for me. Plus, all the time I did try keeping a job, ended with people just forgetting about me. I'm not remarkable enough to be remembered. Often ended with me being kicked out without even getting my wages. Is that so? I'd never have guessed.
You have something utterly charming about you. Kembish's face froze, while his eyes burned a hole into the stranger's face. Maybe it's the ear or nose, or your tusks. The boar bit his lip and swallowed, already anticipating a gush of a living fire bubbling up into his throat. Not hooves. What? I don't know what I'm thinking. But instead, his heart settled at the tension in his shoulders came undone. He breathed free of all tension. All pretense and falsehood.
How did you know?
Your charm was malfunctioning earlier. I passed by here a few times today, and I saw your tail coming out of your pants. Even now I can see the fur covering your hands, and then when I was approaching your tusks flashed just for a second. Good thing the streets are empty, huh? But have no fear. I am a friend to people like you. You can call me Gene.
My name is Kembish, and it is a pleasure to host someone as understanding as you.
The pleasure's all mine. Literally. The food and drink are exceptional. Now, if you'll allow me, I have one more thing to tell you. There's a cloud of misfortune growing nearby, dark and thick. If you know what's good for you, pack up and get out tonight. Kenbish looks up to the stars and did the math. How much he had spent on gas, how much he had sold today. The odds that the man's forecast was accurate.
I can't. Not yet. I haven't sold enough to pay for the gas I spent on my way here.
But as soon as those words escaped his lips, he thought back to the bone dice and what they said about his luck.
Cut your losses now, or you'll end up losing much more than money. Besides, the place I told you about, the one looking for a cook, you'll find many kindred spirits there.
Gene took a napkin and scribbled a rough map onto it. On top of that, he laid both his payment and a tip so generous it made the boar blush.
Tell them Gene sent you, and they'll roll out the red carpet.
The man got up, but his footsteps made no sound. Before you go,
how did you know there's bad luck coming?
Stench?
The stench of madness. There's someone unhinged and bitter around these parts. The kind of wretch who hates themselves so much they must cause trouble to just keep that disconnect at bay.
At bay.
Chances are they'll latch onto you if you're as unlucky as you say you are.
With that, he was off. Under the cover of night, alone with his flashlight, Kembish threw the set of bone dice between his thighs. Three sets of throwing 3 dice 3 times. His hands started shaking midway through. 113, 28, 35, 41, 50, 60. Worse by far than the previous results. He bit clean through the pencil as realization set in. He didn't even have enough money to take the trip back home. The whole catastrophe would set him back by months. Perhaps he could get a gig nearby to make some quick cash, but even that could go. A moment, whispers, footsteps approaching, then stopping, the wheezing of someone looking around, an exasperated sigh from someone else. Kembish held his breath and listened. I'm telling you, in that stall, that one over there, for a second, the man was covered in fur and had tusks jutting from his lips. I don't know what he is, but I saw him slipping something into the food, some kind of poison. Tusks? Fur? You're crazy! I'm not. My son had his food, and now he's in the hospital. He was poisoned. Was he with you all day? Are you sure he had the food from the stall? He was with his wife, and he told me it was this stall, and I saw it. The owner's a monster. Then you don't know if you know for sure it was here. If you can't get proof of this so-called poisoning, pass by the station and I can take a look at it, but don't bother me otherwise. I'll show you that the man isn't normal. One of the men, the police officer, walked away, but the older one remained pacing about for a minute. He spoke again. Meet me at the street corner in 10 minutes. I need help. A devil poisoned my son, and the police won't do a thing. Bring your sons. We'll need them. We'll need the help. Aw. Okay. He walked away, still talking. As soon as the voice faded, Kembish got out of the truck and sprinted to collect his belongings. 7 minutes later, there was no evidence his stall had ever been there, and when morning broke, no one noticed its absence. Kembish drove through the relentless desert and desolate plain, framed left and right by haunting emptiness. He slept under an unfamiliar star-painting sky, alone and away from the spirits he held dear. And during daytime, once all fear had turned to sorrow, he cried onto the steering wheel, even as the towering hotel rose on the horizon. Familiar. Going home is not an option for him, not anymore. And that's why he's crying. Why his crying does not last long. That much self-pity is a luxury he cannot afford. He parked the car in front of the hotel and looked at it. The knot in his throat still stings. But if there is no direction he can allow himself, it's his dice. 3 rolls of rolling dice. 3 dice 3 times. The first done with dull-eyed depression, the second with curiosity, the third with alarm. The results are all following: 1 5 2 4 3 4 4 5 5 4 6 5. Aww. The other Minotaur. Okay. 5 times he repeats the exercise, and then 1 more just to be sure, all with similar results, and he would have continued were it not for an interruption. The boar had become so consumed with his dice rolling, he hadn't noticed someone approaching the truck.
Sir, is everything all right?
Kembish rolls his window down.
Yes, I think so. Are you sure? You have been here for half an hour. If you want, I can at least get you some water. No, that's not necessary, but thank you. Very well. But if you need anything, food, water, housing, do not be afraid to ask. This is a hotel, after all.
And with that, the Minotaur turns around and strolls back towards the hotel entrance. Until, at least, Kembish figures out how to open the door and falls out of the truck.
Wait! Gene sent me here. He said you're looking for a cook. Gene did? That is so kind of him. It's true, we are in need of a cook, and you accept mythicals. Yes, of course. It would be very hypocritical of us not to, wouldn't you say? And where's your charm? Why are you? Charms don't work here. But there is no reason to worry. We have no prohibition against mythicals going about without them. And just to be sure, you want to cook. You want the cook position. Yes. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Man, these characters should have both deep voices. I can't do that. I'm sorry, guys.
I do. I can show you how good I am. Just give me a chance, and I'll prepare anything you want. Very well. I will take you up on that offer, but not now. You can come in, and we'll get you a room and proper meal first. Only then will we go into details about employment matters. I am called Asterion, and I am a co-owner of this establishment. May I ask your name? Kimbish, sir. Thank you so much for this chance. I'll do good, sir.
This is so cute. What the fuck? Kembish has checked into the hotel and is now made available in the R&D team and exploration team. You are now close to you can now choose to spend time cooking for guests with Kembish. And this can instantly heal guests who are temporarily unavailable due to injuries or temporary. People can get danger stat. I forgot. Don't worry about it. I'm thing yes. After our brief chat with Asterion and your newest staff member, you head to the office to plan the day's activities. Coda insists he is ready to come back to work, but you are not sure he's fully recovered. Look at it, he's so cute. What? Okay, we're gonna... What's your stats? Danger. Can I just do this? He doesn't have good surveying. Can I do this? Oh no, can I only put... Two tech, 3 tech. Oh my god, you know what we're gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Okay, so you have 1 tech. Oh wait, no. You have 3 tech. Yeah, you're going here. 1 tech, 1 tech, 2 contract. Okay, so we'll do this. His danger stat's so high, though. Okay. That seems good. Oh, so I don't get to really, like, meet him. Customize Asterion? I mean, I really like this look, though. Like, I really like this look. I mean, of course, I really like this one. But, like, I just don't think it goes with his white fur that well. Like, this actually, like, helps Asterion stand out. I kind of like that. But... pending projects. Okay. So I have all the material I need. I think. And now that we'll start having... What was your tech? Just 1? Oh my god. Yeah, so now we'll have at least a lot of tech happening, right? That's good. And we'll talk to Robert. Confirm? Confirm. Well, that's what we'll do. You head to the lounge. You look towards a familiar corner of the room and find Robert alone as usual. Is this a different shirt? Am I going crazy? Was he always wearing this? I thought I remember him wearing a sweater. Like a sweater vest thing. Am I going insane? That's very possible. It's fine. It's fine. Yes. This time, the demon waves at you while you pass by. You stop for some chit-chat.
Well, what is today's curiosity, Mr. Josh?
Eager, aren't you? I didn't even bring it up this time.
I've come to enjoy our talks. It's not often I have an open conversation with a human who sees my true nature.
In that case, would you be up for telling me a bit about the true nature? What is there to know about demons?
Curious about my people? Very well. That I can answer. Although, I'm afraid that what I have to say is underwhelming. There are many kinds of demons, and I can only speak of my people for the realm of Nuremberg. Let us make a comparison for a second, Mr. Josh. I met that Kota fellow, the dragon. He has a bit of divinity in him. Not much, just a flickering flame, but it is there. Meanwhile, Lucas, or Luke, as he prefers to be called, he is closer to you and I. He told me of his family, and he is from an old pedigree. That of the Greeks. Their old mythical beings all carry a fragment of humanity.
The Dark Soul? Okay. Oh no.
And some argue their oldest ancestors were humans, modified by the gods. Pygmies, one might say. And that is the case for Asterion, is it not? I can see it in him, shining. A steady flame of humanity. Mixed, however, an exquisite thing his soul is. An exquisite thing his soul is. On the topic of humanity, there is very little separating you and I, Mr. Josh. The demon of the Nuremberg are imbued with a great deal of that which makes humans, unlike most of our other species. Our shell, however, is different from a human's, chaotic, chaotic matter, magma, as you can see. It makes good armor. The life of a demon is often dangerous, and so we are all equipped to defend ourselves. Your classical demons, of the spade-tipped tail kind, are weaker and more adept at disguising as humans. It is useful for those who deal in souls. But my kind has no need for disguises. We rarely leave Nuremberg, and when we do, the usual charms suffice. Still, despite my appearance, I am gifted with a great deal of humanity. Which is why I have enjoyed my time here, around others of your own kind. I know my likeness sets me apart, but my job is just to defend the souls of the poor against the misdeeds of the wretched. So I enjoy it here, the company of fine men and women. I hope my company somehow lightens your day as well, Mr. Josh.
You and Robert enjoy some time together, talking about his appreciation for humanity. You leave with a spring in your step. Oh, okay. You check in on the R&D team. They've made progress, but no project was completed. Let's check in on the exploration team. Your team found something. They found a petroglyph? Writing engraved into a slab of rock. You can read it by opening the files in the menu. Cool, cool. Okay, we'll end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.